visit where you've been building my house, which, by the way, thank you for the work you've done so far. Most of you know I'm George Washington Vanderbilt. While I was here, I just wanted to not only see the ground, but see what work you've done. And thank you for all the work that you have done as my employees. I also wanted to get to know you guys a little bit and let you get to know me a little bit. So I first wanted to sort of explain my background to you. Back in the 1600s, my ancestors came here from the village of Biltmore. The village of Vanderbilt is where I got part of the name of my Biltmore estate. My family has, for a long time, were just simple farmers in the on Staten Island, or the areas surrounding. And my grandfather was the first person to really begin our family fortune. He was born very poor, and his family only survived on bits of farming and fishing. But his mother, being as smart as she was, would store away large portions of money. And eventually, when he was only 16 years old, he asked her for $100 to start to buy a boat that he could ferry people across the channel in New York. So, after fulfilling her request to get the money, he got the money, made the business, and slowly gained enough money to where he was able to buy larger and more ships, and eventually he had the biggest steamship empire in the entire world. He was not a very nice man. He was very unkind to his family, but he was good at business, and he eventually, when he died, had $100 million, which at the time, due to inflation rates, now we don't understand how truly big that was at the time. He was by far the richest man on earth. And being who he was of wanting to preserve our family's legacy, he passed almost all of his money on to my father. And now my father was a much kinder man than my grandfather was. My father was meaner. He was much nicer to us than his father meant to him and his siblings. He used his money in some charitable ways, and he also, when he died, split up his money much more evenly among us. But I'm getting ahead of myself. He was thought by most that he would not be able to sustain the level of financial success that my family had up to that point. But no businessman, including my grandfather, thought he had it. Thought it was too weak. But he not only kept our business alive, but doubled our family fortune. And he passed, and when he died, he had about $200 million, some of which he passed down to me. Now, I was born in 1862, and being the youngest of my parents' 8 children, I grew up watching my siblings build amazing mansions and buy these just monstrous yachts that they could go out on the ocean for long periods of time. They just had this life of luxury that they just had established themselves in society. And as I was very young, I was much more bookish than the rest of them. And as you can see, I still read profusely. I plan for my Biltmore State Bureau building to have a very large library, and that takes up a lot of my time. And so as they spent their time doing these things like building huge mansions and things, I just kept reading, so that whenever I reached their age, and I thought,